and that's what I've tried to do is through sport, which is a common language, create a bond and allow kids to have a good time and then communicate with one another and learn new things.
科比是一个前 NBA 球员的儿子，几乎一学会走路，他就开始光顾训练馆。3岁时，科比就昂起头，在篮球馆里信誓旦旦，将来我会成为 NBA 的明星，逗得父亲的队友们轰然大笑。12岁之前，科比随着父亲辗转欧美多个城市，颠沛流离的生活使他根本没有一个固定的同龄玩伴，加上他南腔北调的语言，使他走到哪里都难以做到入乡随俗。然而不到10岁，小科比就和父亲开始了1对1的练习。父亲这样的培养，并不是要求科比日后能在 NBA 取得成功，而是让他找到篮球中的乐趣，从而知道怎样去寻找生活的乐趣。在意大利自由的阳光下，科比的球技茁壮成长，同龄人早已不是他的对手。科比常常看家人从大洋彼岸传送过来的 NBA 球赛节目，卧室里贴满了乔丹、伯德和魔术师的海报。在他的眼里，这些巨人并不是那样遥远，他已经开始从篮球中体会到了这些巨人对篮球的热爱。他觉得他们在球场上玩出的魔术，自己也能做到。当然，他期待这一切在美国得到证实。
We know that actually you started to play basketball at a very early age.
Yeah.
3?
Yeah, 2 actually.
Actually 2?
Yeah.
Was your dad? Tell us
see, my
the
father.
very story.
My entire family was a basketball family. My grandmother, I mean, from uncle, my father, everybody played basketball. So, when I was born, they gave me a basketball, and I haven't put it down since. I mean, I just loved it right from the first time I touched the basketball. And
were you very tall when you were?
No, not at all. Not at all. I was actually, I didn't start growing until I was about 14 years old.
I see.
But up until that point, I was smaller than everybody else. So.
At that time, you told everybody that you're going to be the big player in NBA. Was that true?
Well, see, in growing up in Italy, it was the challenge that I faced is that I was a good player in Italy, but everybody in Italy said, well, when you go back to the States, you're not going to be good because you're going to be so much better than you are. And that was a challenge. That was the motivation, that drove me at that time, is to come back to the United States and learn the game and be a better player.
And I guess your dad was the person who inspired you a lot and who taught you a lot of the ways to practice yourself, to make yourself stronger and more fit for basketball.
Absolutely. I mean, everywhere my father went, I was right behind him. So he went to practice, I was practicing with him. Went to the game, I was at the game with him. So I watched and I learned and I observed so many things. And it was kind of, a lot of it was taught directly to me, and also just learning through osmosis.
Was he strict to you?
No, not at all. He was kind of the father where it was like, hey son, we'll go down to the park and play. Well, absolutely, let's go. So we'll go to the park, we'll just play around, and we'll play one-on-one, and we'll just have a good time, we'll just have fun.
I noticed actually some time ago you told a reporter when he asked you choose one word for your career, and you told him determination. And I know determination is very important for every career, but for a kid like you, what kind of a determination? How do you have this courage and strength for this kind of a, you're 24 and all year long and years long sort of determination?
I think it starts from my childhood and the way my parents raised me. And my mother always used to tell me, says, you can be anything you want to be. You can dream, and if you want to be an astronaut, you can be an astronaut. If you want to be an NBA player, you can be an NBA player. You can accomplish whatever you set your heart to. And I think growing up, having that instilled in me, does wonders for your confidence. So now when you have somebody say, you can't be this or you can't do that, you have that inner strength and that inner belief to say, yes, I can. And I think that's where it comes from.
So for your teenage years, anytime you feel that, well, I don't want to play?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Sometimes you have days where it's like, even now, when I wake up in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, and I'm getting out of bed, and I'm like, I have to run. I have to do my conditioning, and I don't want to do it, so I'm like, I don't feel like getting up. I don't feel like getting up because your body's hurting, you're tired, But then you try to find the courage to do it and to keep going. But yeah, I've had those days.
There must be some kind of a stronger voice inside your heart.
Yeah, you know what I try to do is I try to just get up and go. Just go.
Just don't think about it.
Don't think about it, just go.
1991年，科比一家搬回美国，在费城郊区的一所高中，科比度过了一段极其美妙的高中篮球生涯。当时科比的球技十分突出，不仅带领球队获得了州冠军，还成为了当年宾夕法尼亚州的年度最佳球员。科比不可思议的篮球天分得到了全美国的认可。他的成绩本可以保证他进入许多一流大学，然而科比最终却放弃了。他选择了绕过大学篮坛的锻炼，而直接进入 NBA 参加比赛。作为历史上第一个如此选择的后卫，科比这个大胆的决定在当时引起了广泛的争议。要知道，那年他只有17岁。
1996, it's 29th of April. You were 17, and you told everybody, including 70 reporters, that you're going to join the NBA directly from high school. That's a tough decision.
A very tough decision.
What made you to make that?
Well, I looked at it as an opportunity to learn from the best of the best. That's how I looked at it. I said, well, I have this opportunity here ahead of myself. Am I ready for the NBA? I don't know. But I know I'll do the work to try to make myself ready eventually. But it was a great chance to come into the NBA at a young age and learn from the best players on the planet. So.
What did NBA at that time, when you were 17, represent for you? Is it kind of a federation, or is it kind of a, it's a game,
yeah.
But it's a very high-level game.
Yeah, it was my childhood dream.
It's going to be tough.
It was my childhood dream. Like I've watched so many great players, growing up, be a part of the NBA, and now is my opportunity to be a part of it as well. I was excited, but I was scared, a little nervous, but I was excited though, and I think the excitement, exceeded the nerves and the fear.
In November the 3rd, 1996, you played when you were, let's say, 2 months and 11 days and 18 years old. You played the first NBA. What was that like?
That was nerve-wracking. I was very nervous.
Like me, for me, I told you, in 1993, I joined the television. That was the first time I ever went on television. It was horrible.
Yeah, because you have the butterflies in your stomach. You know what I mean? You're thinking about everything. Am I doing it right? Am I doing it wrong? And it's all these things going in your head. And it's funny because when you think about it, you think of like all of the worst things that can possibly happen,
Exactly.
And then you go out and you perform, and it's not nearly as bad as you made it out to be in your own head. And I